So let us start. I am here to give you a small introduction about the blockchain technology. I hope you have heard about the term blockchain. Do you know what is a blockchain? Any idea, or have you heard about the term blockchain? So this is the agenda of today's session. First, I will be taking you into the introduction part of blockchain, and then I will be discussing about Bitcoin and blockchain, whether it is same or different. Okay, I will be explaining you whether these two are same or different concepts. Then I will be giving you a small idea about Bitcoin's blockchain model. And we will discuss about the types of blockchain also, and at the last end conclusion part. Okay, so before going into the depth or the beauty of blockchain, I would like to ask one question. If suppose some item is shown to you, how you are going to identify whether that item is fake or real? Do you understand my question? If something is shown to you, how you are going to identify whether that item is a fake one or a real one? Suppose this is a mobile phone. If I show you and I am telling you that this is a mobile phone, then how you are going to identify or analyze that this is a actual mobile phone, it is not a fake one, it is an actual mobile phone? How you are going to identify that? Can anyone share how you are going to tell that this mobile, that the item that I have shown you right now is a mobile phone? Or you have any other idea? Though no, you are going to tell that no, this is not a mobile phone, this is something other, some other item. The question is, how do we tell if something is fake or real in today's world? That was my question. Okay, suppose there are three items shown to you. The first one is the Indian rupee. Okay, and I'm coming in front of you with an Indian rupee and tells you that it is a real one. How can you identify whether this Indian rupee is a real one or not? If suppose I'm showing you a 10 rupee, how you are going to identify whether that 10 rupee is an Indian rupee or not, original Indian rupee or not? Any idea? You can make use of the chat here. Otherwise, you can unmute yourself and share your opinion. Please respond. Otherwise, this will be a one-man show and I don't want this session as a one-man show. No one is there. Sri Krishna, and if I am coming up with a 10 rupee note in front of you and ask you to identify whether this note is a fake one or real one, how you are going to identify that? That is my question. Okay. So there are a lot of features available in a rupee. If and we using that feature, we will identify that rupee is a fake one or not. If suppose you are provided with a driver's license, that also you can understand that this is a fake one or real one. Or suppose voters ID is given to you. So all these things, if I'm coming up with rupee or driver's license or voters ID and ask you whether this is a fake one or not, how you are going to identify? That was my question. Okay. So if suppose you are having a 10 rupee note with you, how you are going to identify that this is a fake one or not? By looking into the certain features that a rupee have, isn't it? If you don't have any idea about that feature, you are definitely going to reach out your bank, isn't it? You will ask your bank authorities and ask whether this rupee is a fake one or not. So they will check and they will clear your doubt that no, this rupee is a fake one or it is a clear one. It is a real one. Okay. So every rupee has got a unique number, and that unique number is associated with the database of a centralized bank. Okay. Similarly, in case of the driver's license, every driver's license have got a unique ID. And all these IDs are stored somewhere in a database controlled by the certain authorities, okay, of our country. Similarly, regarding the voters ID, all the informations about voters ID are stored somewhere in a database controlled by Government of India. Okay, so you can see here that what all the informations are there with the currency matter or regarding the driver's license or regarding the voters ID. All those informations are stored in a database of under controlled by government of India or controlled by certain authorities. Okay. So what you have seen here that in case of the Indian rupee or in case of the Indian rupee or in case of the what driver's license or in case of voters ID, you may have noticed here that there is one thing in common in all the mentioned mechanisms, isn't it? So if suppose you want to check whether that Indian rupee is a fake or real one, you will check the serial number, which is safely recorded by the bank. And if you want to identify whether the driver's license is fake or not, you are going to check that driver's license number, which is recorded in the database, and that is controlled by the government of India or some authorities. Okay. And similarly with voting records, what happens? These voting records are used to track who voted and who didn't. Why such tracking is needed? That tracking is needed so that the same person will not be able to vote for twice. So that all those informations are also stored somewhere in a database controlled by some authorities. Okay. So whenever you want to check whether these documents are valid or not, what you are going to do? You check with the corresponding authorities. That is what I wanted to tell here. Okay. So with the example, with the simple real world example of rupee, a driver's license or a voter's ID. You know, I hope you have heard about gazetted officers. You have heard about notaries. Okay. So when you want to make some document as a valid one, you are supposed to get attested those documents by some gazetted officers, isn't it? These gazetted officers are licensed by the government of India according to some act. Okay, and they act as witnesses to attest and record the validity of the various pieces of information or identities. Clear? So what we have noticed here that there is one thing in common in all the mentioned mechanisms. Yes, they all are centralized. Okay, so that means there is a central authority, whether it is a bank or a government office or a person who has the power to issue and validate the information. Okay, so there is always a centralized authority or central authority who has got the power to issue the information as well as to validate the information. I hope you know the meaning of validation. Validation means whether that information is true or false. It is going to check according to the norms already given for that document. If that document satisfies all those norms, that means that document is a real one or it is not a real one. Okay, it depends upon the validation process. So as you know that these central authorities, whether it is a bank or a government office or or a person in charge, have lot of power, which may lead to corruption sometimes. Okay, that is the gateway to corruption sometimes. What happens if suppose these authorities, if any one of the authorities want to change the facts? Change the facts means, as I told you that the driver's license, the documents regarding driver's license, all the unique numbers associated to a driver's licenses are stored in a database controlled by some authority. If that authority wants to change the fact of some person, so that lead to some corruptions, isn't it? This may sound unconvincing to you, but history shows that lot of real world examples to us where facts were distorted by those in power. Okay, so there was a severe worldwide financial crisis, also known as global financial crisis, which occurred in the year 2007 and 2008. I hope many of you have heard about global recession. And yes, that was known as global recession. Okay. So blockchain came into existence in 1990s. And during those time also, internet also came into existence. So blockchain can also be said that it is as large as an internet. So we cannot say that it is the use case of internet. Okay. If I ask you a question, what are the use cases of internet? Can anyone say what are the use cases of internet? How you are using the internet? Use cases of internet, wherever you are using internet. Can anyone say? Please respond. Otherwise, I can't understand whether you are listening to me or some audience are present there or not. It would be great if you unmute yourself and share your opinion, or you just make use of the chat box. I just asked one question here. What are the use cases of internet? Can anyone say what are the use cases of internet? You don't know what are the use cases of internet or where you are using internet? What are the advantages or what are the usage of internet in your life? Can anyone say? I just want a response from your side. 38 participants are here and no one is there to respond.
மேம் இன்டர்நெட் எல்லாத்துக்குமே யூஸ் ஆகும்.
Yeah, I want to know in which area you are using internet. Can you say a specific term for that where you are using internet? Okay, Shipana has told that internet is used in everywhere. Yes, you are using internet, and right now this is one of the example of internet that we are having this communication through Zoom, isn't it? So social networking is happening right now, and that is one of the use case of internet. And I hope and I believe that all of you are having email IDs. Okay, through email you are communicating to others in the world. So that is an example of an internet. Email is an example of or use case of an internet. Okay, e-commerce, you are using Amazon, Flipkart for businesses or for buying, for shopping purposes, online shopping sites. So you are using all those. So e-commerce is happening, isn't it? So business is happening, and that is also a use case of an internet. So social networking is a use case of an internet. Email, e-commerce, these are examples of use cases of an internet. Okay, so this internet and blockchain, both of them came into existence in 1990s. But we are familiar with the term internet from the very beginning. From your childhood, you may be listening the term internet, but you may not be listening the term blockchain. This blockchain came into existence in 1990s, but it came into picture or in real picture or in what it became more in front limelight in recent days only. Okay, in recent years only. So it is considered as fundamental and parallel to internet. So the term blockchain is simple. It sounds simple, but it is a complex technology to understand. Okay. So I'm not here to give you all the depth of how blockchain is going to work or everything. I'm just relating the day-to-day life with the term blockchain. Okay. This much is enough for you as a starter or as a beginner. Okay. So what happens? This technology has got the power to change our lives in the next 10 to 15 years. You will be, when you, after 10 to 15 years, you will see the major changes that are going to happen in the world in the next 10 to 15 years because of blockchain technology. Okay. The same way internet has changed our lives 30 years ago. Okay, so now the term, what is blockchain? So this you can see here, you can see a statement present here. It is continuously growing list of records or blocks which are linked and secured by blockchain cryptography. So these are all technical jargons. Don't bother about these technical jargons. Okay, when you search about internet, you will see a number of definitions of blockchain. Big paragraphs will be there, and a lot of jargons, a lot of big terms will be there, and you may not be you may not be able to understand those terms. Okay, don't worry. So these are some of the examples I have taken from internet as a definition of blockchain. Okay, I will be telling you in a very simple way, in a plain English, how blockchain is defined. Okay, so before going into the term blockchain, before going into the depth of blockchain, just I want to know, have you heard about the term blockchain in recent days? Blockchain or Bitcoin like that? Anyone? So many participants are present here. Can anyone say that I have heard the term blockchain or I have heard the term Bitcoin? Who can say that I have heard to I have heard the term blockchain or what? I have heard the term Bitcoin like that. Anyone? No one is here. It's really very boring. Okay, one-way session. Shipana, if you are there, you can contribute. So many persons are here. Akash is there. Ananda Kumar, Bhupa. No one is the Gautam. Hari Haran is there. Just say whether you have heard the term Bitcoin or blockchain like that. Anything. Okay. So I will be explaining blockchain in a very simple English language. Okay. So this blockchain is a big thing as our internet. As I told you that this is as large as our internet. Okay. So there are different ways to think about blockchain. You may not be you may not it may be very difficult for you to visualize where this or what is blockchain or where this blockchain is used in our real world life. I am here to explain you where this blockchain is connected or wherever how you can how can you connect this blockchain into a real world scenario. Okay, I am here to tell you that. Okay, so there are different ways to think about blockchain. The one way to think about blockchain is thinking about a ledger. I hope you know the term ledger. How many of you know the term ledger? See, this is a picture of a ledger register. Do you know what is this term LEDGER? Any idea about this ledger? These online sessions made many things beautiful, but at the same time, the negative part of this online lecturing is or online sessions is this one that I can't see you. Even if the video you can open, but you are not opening, you can unmute yourself and share your thoughts, but you are not doing. So what happens? It makes all the session boring, a little bit boring, isn't it? Can anyone say what is a ledger or can you find this type of books in some shops like that? Have you seen this type of registers in shops where billings or all these people, business people writes in the cash counter? You may have seen this type of registers. Any idea? A ledger is just a book. Okay, it is just a book or a computer file. You can say that. Here, what happens? This ledger is used in business purposes, and all the recording and totaling of economic transactions are stored or written here in this ledger book. Okay. So all these transactions, you will find the information regarding transactions through this book. Okay. So this ledger plays a key role in every transaction that we do, every business transaction or the transaction where money matters. In everywhere, in such scenarios, the importance of ledger is very high. Okay. So whatever we own, it has to be get entered in a ledger. So in a shop, you can see that in a shop, when you maintain a ledger system, whatever you sell or whatever you purchase in your shop, you have to do all those transactions maintained in that ledger book. Okay. So suppose, for example, the money that you want to transfer from America to India, suppose you want to transfer some $100 from America to India. Okay, and you are staying at in America. You are staying in America, and you want to transfer $100 to your friend who is in India. So do you think that money is flying from America to India? How this money is coming from America to India? Do you have any idea? Is it coming from flying like a bird, or it's using aeroplane, or some other method it is coming from America to India? Any idea?
Online money transformation, ma'am.
Yeah, I heard online money transfer. Thank you. So this money is not going to transfer, or this money is not going to fly from America to India. What is happening actually? What all what is happening in that transaction is that simple ledger entries are happening. Okay, this what all happening in that transaction is only the simple ledger entries that occurred in the Bank of America as well as in the Bank of India. Okay, so many ledger entries have occurred, and plus so many other what ledger so and plus so many other ledger entries that occurred intermediary in the transaction. Okay, so there are a bunch of ledgers owned by banks, regulators, insurance agencies, money transferring institutions, etc. in the transaction process. We are not at all bothered about all those ledgers or all those intermediaries that occurred during the transaction of money from America to India. Okay, your friend is receiving that amount, and your friend is happy and myself is happy. We don't know what all things happened be inside that process. Okay, so what all happened is only the ledger entries during the transaction process, and each of these ledgers need to be reconciled and changed at the end. So because here in such transaction, what happened? So many changes occurred intermediary. Intermediary means what? In the process, in the middle, in between the process, what happens? So many changes have occurred. Since so many changes have occurred, there is a chance of friction. Okay, and because of this friction, what happens? It may lead to time delay, as well as it also affect the cost of the transaction. So what happens? Your friend sends $100 from America to India, but your friend at India is going to receive only $98. What happens to the rest of the dollars? That rest of the dollars went as transactional fees. Okay. So, and that too, your money is not coming from America to India at that moment itself. It will take some days. It will may take 1 or 2 days. That money may reach into your account in 1 or 2 days only. Okay, so time factor is also there. Time delay is also there. So hope you have understood this example. Okay, if you have any doubt is there, then you can put your doubt in the chat box. Okay, so our internet has solved many issues. Internet has solved many issues. The problems that are solved by internet. Can can anyone say what are the problems solved by internet? Can you list out the problems that you have solved? Because of internet, we have solved it like that. Any idea? The problems that are solved, the internet has already solved these problems. So I am listing some of the problems. Suppose this is the one. Information problem. That means what? We had some issues for information transaction, for passing information from here to there. That problem is also solved by internet. Can you say that? Is it true or false? What do you think about it? Has internet solved the issue of information? And how can you say how this information problem has solved? Information, what was the problem? The problem was how to pass information from one place, from one address to another address. That problem was solved by internet, or internet made that issue very simple. How it has solved that issue? Can you say that? Just think and tell how you are passing information nowadays using internet. How you are passing information. If you want to send some messages to someone, how you are doing? nowadays, what technology you are using nowadays, using internet, how you are using, how you are sending messages from your side to someone other side. Mobile applications with using internet. Yes, I am asking which applications you are using in mobile. You have to be very specific while answering. Okay, you use WhatsApp, isn't it? To send messages from here to there. You use what? Twitter, and you use Telegram, and most of you are using emails for sending messages, for sending information, isn't it? Yes. So that is so all these things, information, and if you want to what? If you want to get information, which method you are using, you can search information in internet, isn't it? If you want to know something about any matter, what you are going to do actually? You are going to search in the internet, isn't it? So your searching possibility has made this internet has made the searching possibility very easily, isn't it? You can find information at your doorstep, isn't it? In your finger point. Clear? So you are able to grab the information as and when needed using the internet. So this way, this information issue has solved by the internet. Okay. Now another problem. Distribution problem. If I say that internet has solved the issue of distribution, can you say it is true or false? How internet has solved the problem of distribution? I hope you understand the term distribution. What is the term distribution? Means distribute. You have something in your hand, and you want to distribute it here, there, like that. So how you are going to do using internet? Give me examples in the chat. It's a kind of giving. Yes, it's a kind of giving. Distribution means satellite distribution is there. Okay. Other means you are always in your phone. You are always using that app for what distributing, or if some you want to sell something, if you want to sell something, if you want to purchase something, what you are doing, which app you are going to use. If you are a good TikTok maker, okay, what you are going to do after preparing a TikTok show, what you are going to do that, where you are going to upload that video. No Instagram ebook, ma'am. No. Distribution means something is there in your hand. Okay. Or suppose you have created by yourself a short film. Okay. And you want that all the people around this world should see that film. So what you will do? You are going to upload that film somewhere in the internet, where you are going to upload that film or song that you have recorded, so that everyone can hear that. Where you are going to upload that thing in internet? Just think. In website. Okay. Other than website, you are very near to answer. Come up. Every time you are using that application and your app, that is what I'm, yeah, YouTube, Sri Krishna, you are correct. Okay. YouTube is there. So when you are creating some videos, when you are recording something, you want that it should be distributed. All the people around this world should what see that film, should have should listen your recordings, isn't it? So you're distributing your something that is present in your hand, you want to distribute. Okay. So for that purpose, you use YouTube. And if suppose you have something to sell, suppose you have something to sell. Okay. So what you are going to do? You are using the e-commerce applications which are present in the internet, such as Amazon, Flipkart. Okay. So they are using such applications. It helps you to distribute something. Okay. Distribution. So this way, problem internet has solved the issue of distribution also. Now the next problem which internet has solved, that is the communication problem. Okay. The third problem is communication. So do you think that internet has solved the issue of communication? Information means what? You can grab information as and when about anything using internet. Yes. Isn't it? You can simply use Google search and you can get any sort of information through internet. And internet has solved the issue of distribution. That means if you want to distribute something in the around the world, this internet has made it easier for you. Okay, such examples are YouTube, Amazon, Flipkart, etc. And now the third issue that internet has solved is said to be communication problem. So do you think that communication problem is also has been solved by internet? And if yes, in which way it has solved the problem of communication? You know, when I was means in when I was in school, what happened? This internet was not there, isn't it? Okay, that means in 80s. Okay, and during that time we were sending letters to our relatives from one state to another state, suppose from Tamil Nadu to Kerala. It may take 5 to 6 days to reach the letter to the destination, isn't it? And by that time, that urgent matter, we we may not be able to solve that issue. Communication was a big problem. Yes, Suraksha Bala Sundaram. Thank you. Yeah, WhatsApp and other social media is example of communication. Nowadays, yeah, in olden days means in my childhood, that means in my childhood in during 80s, what happened? We were dependent, completely dependent upon post offices to send letters. Okay, but nowadays, what is happening? If I want to send messages to any person staying anywhere in this world, I can simply use the WhatsApp, okay, and I can simply send a message, isn't it? And that message will reach that destination the moment itself, isn't it? So that is the beauty of internet. So this internet has solved three major issues of our day-to-day life: information, distribution, and communication. Clear? Okay, but what happens? The next is, so internet has solved these three issues. Now, do you think that which issues the internet didn't solve the problems that internet didn't solve? Before going into this, the answer, I just want to ask you, whatever information you are getting in through internet, do you think that every information is true, every information is valid, every information is real? Just answer me. Whatever things or whatever information you are getting from the internet, do you think that every information, each one of them is true, real? No. Isn't it? No, yes. So some fake newses are also coming. Clear? So you cannot trust. So what is that? Okay. So internet, what happens? The trust issue is there. Do you know trust? What is a trust? What is the meaning of trust? Trust. What is the meaning of trust? Belief, faith. Clear? Sri Krishna, thank you for responding. So this issue, the major issues, there are two major issues. Internet didn't solve it. Okay. One is the trust problem. So that means whatever we cannot be trust every information that is coming up in the internet, that it is in true or it is always true. Okay. And the second, so the first problem that internet didn't solve yet is trust issue. We cannot trust everything, whatever coming in the internet. Okay. Similarly, the second major issue that internet didn't solve is the problem of intermediation. Do you know what is intermediation? What is the meaning of intermediation? Just search and come up with the meaning of intermediation. Anyone, please share what is the meaning of intermediation or intermediary. Intermediation means in between, middle one. Okay, clear. Now, one question is, my question is there. I hope you have heard about Uber, Uber. Yes or no? Just I'm typing that term here. You just see whether you have heard about this term. If suppose if you want to travel from one city to another, in the earlier day, what happens? How you are going to do that? If suppose you want to hire a taxi, usually what? Yeah, cab. Yes, Nandini, you are correct. So it is a cab book application, Uber. Okay, online booking app. Yeah, correct, Sureksha. Thank you. Suppose in early days, what happens? You want to travel and you want to hire a cab, okay, or a car. What you are going to do? Usually what you will do without this app, if suppose this internet was not available, you just want to hire a car. You want to hire a car and you want to start a travel from Tamil Nadu to Kerala. You want to visit Kerala, okay, in car. What you will do? You don't have car in your home, so naturally you have to hire a car. How you are going to hire a car? Yeah, directly speaking to honor. Sri Krishna, you are very correct. Okay, thank you for responding. So this is the way you have to respond in a class. Then only the class becomes meaningful. Okay. We want to go to meet the owner. Correct. You are correct. Thank you. So what happens when you want to book a car? You are directly going to meet the owner of the car, or some car stand is there. Okay, where all these taxis are arranged in a manner, in a proper order. You will directly go and you will ask one taxi driver to come with you. So he or she will come with you and you will be enjoying your travel. And at the end of the travel, what you are going to do? At the end of the travel, what is the thing you are supposed to do at the end of the travel? Pay. Yes, Nandini, thank you. So you have to pay money directly to the driver, isn't it? Directly to the owner of the car. Okay. So what happens? Suppose the amount that you have, that amount was from Tamil Nadu to Kerala. The amount is 5,000 rupees. So you are giving 5,000 rupees to the driver directly. Okay, no one was there in between. Was anyone present in between you and the driver? No. You took your money from bank and directly given to your to the driver, isn't it? So that is the beauty that happened in earlier days. But when internet came, this is a disadvantage that happened. The problem of intermediation. Okay, that means you were, even if you want to give directly, you are not paying directly to the driver. You always depend, you make use of internet using online booking apps. And when you book apps, online payment will be done. And suppose 5,000 rupees was there, a small amount will be given to that driver and a portion of the amount will be taken by that app company, isn't it? Uber, he will take, that company will take a small portion of your money. So do you think that the driver will get all the amount as such? No, he will not get. So this is a drawback of internet right now. Okay. So you want to that the driver should, since the driver has made your journey comfortable to you, so you want that the driver should get all that money. But unfortunately, driver is not able to receive the whole money as such, because you have used an app, online booking app, and because of that, you have to give a portion of your money to that app, and then a portion that app will give a portion of money to that driver. Okay. So that is the intermediation problem. A middle person is always there. So when middle person is there, that middle person, we have to pay a portion of our money to that middle person. Okay. So this is the problem of internet. Now, what the promises? What are the promises of a blockchain? Okay. So blockchain promises that it is going to solve the problem of trust and it is going to solve the problem of intermediation. So trust means whatever is coming through blockchain, it is the real one. And it is going to solve intermediation problem. That means whatever is coming inside the blockchain technology, there will be no central authority. There will be no central power, or there will be no middle person in that process. Okay. So blockchain promises these two things, trust and unintermediation. Clear? Now, so what happens when this blockchain came into life? It has completely transacted the scenario. what happened in the early days? Everything is centralized. Okay, centralized. You might remember the example that I told you that in case of Indian rupee, in case of driver's license, in case of voters ID, everything was centralized. Some common peoples or some common authorities are there who are controlling everything. So that is known as centralized. Now, blockchain has changed the scenario from centralized to decentralized. So this is what happened. Trust that was centralized in early days. Now it is distributed, decentralized. Okay, so this changeover has happened. I will be giving you one example, and I think we can. I think by this after giving this example, you will understand understand how or what is the need of blockchain. Okay. Can you say, do you know the term Kudumbashri, Ayal Kutam like that? Any idea about this? These are the terms used in Kerala. Okay, Ayal Kutam or Kudumbashri. Any idea? Someone is saying yes, ma'am. Someone is saying no, ma'am. Shifana, you have written yes, ma'am. Do you have any idea? Okay. So, Ayal Kutam or Kudumbashri is what? It is just like a kitty party. Okay, you know kitty party. What is this kitty party? I will show the example of you just see the picture here. See, a group of women are sitting around. They used to meet in a weekly basis. Okay, in a weekly basis, they used to gather together, and most of these women will be working or housewives. Okay, so it is a group of women in a village where every week they will come together and sit like in a circle. Okay, and what happens there? They will have some fun chit chat, uh, and they will have some what talks, day to day life, and some small business is also happening there. So what happens? This is every weekly they will deposit a certain amount of money to to a person assigned to that. Suppose there are 10 women present in that group. Okay, 10 women, and each woman. Sri Krishna, you came up with an definition. A community organization of neighborhood group of women in Kerala. Yes, correct. Thank you. And I think in Tamil Nadu also such groups will be there. You may be calling some other name. Used to call such groups with other name. Okay, I don't know actually the name. Anyway, this is the theme of that group. So suppose in a group 10 women are there. So each woman has to pay 10 rupees weekly. Okay. So once a week, they will gather and 10 women will be sitting. They will be having tea and snack. And after that, all of them will bring 10 rupee and give to a person assigned to that for that collection. And so how much rupees will be there? 10 women into 10 rupees. How much money will be there in one sitting? 100 rupees will be there, isn't it? Okay. So type of such type of gathering will happen 10 times in a year. So how much amount will be gathered in one sitting? 100 rupees. So in a year 10 sittings will be there. So total how much? 1000. Yes, thank you. So 1000 rupees will be there. Okay. And at the end of this year, what happens? They will take a lottery system. Okay. They will take a lot. Lot means each woman's name will be written in a small paper. And after that, someone will pick one name. And the name that appears through that lottery system, that woman will get 1,020 rupees. So 1,000 rupees was collected and 20 rupees will be the interest. Okay. So 1,020 will be given to the lady who has won that lottery. Okay. So that is what this Kudumbishri or this group of women will do. In the similar way, the other name of in India, other thing is this kitty party. So here also the money transaction is happening. So how this money transaction is happening there? The money transaction is happening. how do you think that those ladies are some controlling power was there in that group of women when they are collecting money? Someone was there to monitor, someone was there to control. Do you think that if suppose I was a member of that group and I was a person who were collecting money, so all other nine women trust me. Okay, they trust me, they trusted me. Okay, so that trust was there. And do you think that I can what I can cheat them, I can defraud them if I want to cheat them? Do you think that is will it be easy for me to cheat all of them present in a group if I want to cheat them? No. Why? Because I have to take at least more than half of the women in my confidence. Okay, then only I can cheat them. Otherwise, if I cheat, they will recognize me. Yes, Raji has done this cheating. Okay, if suppose I want that nobody should recognize me, then I want to take more than half of this group number of women into my confidence. Then only they can't recognize the person who has cheated them. Okay, so that I just wanted to tell here that the money transaction, whatever happened in this group of women, was based on trust. Okay, they are trusting each other. So this trust factor is a very important factor. Okay, so the concept of blockchain is what is based upon the trust factor. Now, why it is called as blockchain? I just want to share this slide and I will be winding up the session because I think it is too much. Okay, more than 1 hour is happened. What do you say, coordinators of this session? Can I take the session completely till the end, or shall I wind up? Okay. So now I will be just telling this why this is known as blockchain. Why how this term blockchain came. Okay. So so you just think about the ledger book that I shown you in the previous slide. Okay. So in the previous slide. So what is happening in the ledger book? In the ledger entry, what happens in suppose every transaction is written day by day. Okay. So today is 29th of October. So ledger book, they will suppose I am a businessman and I'm sitting in that cash counter. I will be taking that ledger book and I will open one page for today and write the date 29 October 2022. Okay. And serial number one, the transaction that happened, uh, gave 1,000 rupees to A, received 3,000 rupees from B, like that. All those transactions I will be writing. Okay. And when the page is completed, what happens? I will turn the next page and write the next entry, the tomorrow's entry. When the next day I will start writing the entry, what happens? I have to give a brief description about the previous transaction and then continue the today's transaction. Okay. So since I don't know whether you belong to commerce students or whether you are a computer science student, I am just unaware of that. And commerce students, they will understand the concept of ledger entries. Anyway, the concept of blockchain is completely based upon the universal ledger entry system. Okay. So what happens? It is actually this universal ledger is the heart of blockchain. Okay. So you know that in a simple ledger, what happens? Each page starts with a summary of its previous day's transaction. So when you start a new page, what happens? This new page will have a small uh, description regarding the transaction of the previous day. Okay. If you want to make changes in the current page, then you have to change the summary of the next page also. So you can see that one page is linked to each other. So every new page will have a brief description about its previous page. So if you want to change anything in your previous page, you have to change that modification has to be brought up in the current page also. So now think technically. So each page of the ledger as block. You call each page of the ledger as block. And these blocks are linked together. Okay. And obviously we call them as chain of blocks. And thus the name blockchain came. Okay. So this is so since you just imagine that you are calling block and there are these blocks are linked together and they form a chain of blocks. So we call it as blockchain. So you just see here, you just think that you just think that you see imagine that this is pages of a ledger book. Okay, this one, this is another page, this is another page, like that. So these arrow marks work, this you see this is linked to each other. Clear? Point. So all these blocks are linked to each other. So when you see this block one, what you are seeing? Pointer to block 0. It has got a pointer to block 0 and it has got the hash of block 0. Hash of block 0 means a unique information of block 0. Sri Krishna, what? Following lecture books by writing or entering in PC. Yes. You just imagine that, but not book is not like in our notebook. Okay. Ledger book is completely different thing. Ledger book is meaning is meant to what hold all the transactions that are having monetary transactions. Okay. So what happens here? This is how this is blockchain. Okay. So this block is given here. This one block is connected to previous block, and this current block will be having a small description about previous block also. And that small description is known as hash. Hash means a small address which is given to a block. It is all that technical terms, and I don't want to make you more what difficult to understand the terms. Okay, just understand that this hash means it is a unique address given to each block. And block zero's address will also be present in block one. Block one's address will also be present in block two, like that. So this is where we visualize that they are technically connected. Okay. So this is why this is a chain of blocks, and because of that we call it as a blockchain. So you see that, my dear students, these are blockchain elements. So in the few minutes ago, I told you why the name blockchain came, and I have shown you this picture also. Hope you remember this. You have to think that this picture, this blockchain is like a book. Okay. And each book is having pages, and all these pages are linked to each other. Linked in the sense, uh, every page will be having a brief introduction or a brief idea about its previous page. Okay. Likewise, they are linked to each other. They are linked. Okay. Linked, linked to each other. So even if you want to defraud or make some manipulations in that book, you have to change. So you have to make so many changes in the entire book. So it is very difficult to make manipulations in blockchain. Okay. So before implementing a blockchain, you have to have certain elements for blockchain. So I am explaining those elements one by one. See, peer-to-peer network. What it means? Cryptography, consensus algorithms, and so many and punishment and rewards. These are some points. Can anyone say that you have heard this term? This term. Any idea about peer-to-peer network? Peer. What is the meaning of peer? P-E-E-R. Peer-to-peer network means this blockchain should have a big network of computers. Okay, big networks. Big networks in the sense there are millions and millions of networks. Computers are connected to each other. Okay, so that is known as peer-to-peer network. Cryptography means it is some algorithms that we are using. Cryptography is used for security purposes. You know that you are using blockchain so that no one can cheat anyone, and trust should be there. Everything should be decentralized. Centralization problem should not be there. Central controlling authority should not be there. In such situation, you are using blockchain. Okay. So the first important thing to implement blockchain is to have peer-to-peer network. Okay, so it is a network of computers, or the other term used for computers is nodes. Okay, that are equally privileged. Equally privileged means what? Whatever the number of computers that are present in a network, all the computers will have equal privileges. Okay, equal rights. We need such network so that anyone or everyone in the network can communicate with each other. Okay, and this is what we have in our internet. In internet, what happens? You can see that who all are present. Any person from this country to another country or around the world, they can communicate to each other, isn't it? They can socialize through internet, isn't it? That is possible. So distance doesn't matter here. And the person, I am using internet right now, you are using internet right now, you have the same right of using internet. I also have the same right of using internet. Okay, in my own way. So that is known as a peer-to-peer network. All the persons, all the computers that are present in the network, they have equal privileges. Okay. And now the next important thing is that cryptography. The second important point or second important element of a blockchain is cryptography. So you know that it is blockchain we say that blockchain is very safe or secure. How it is safe and secure? It is safe and secure because of powerful cryptographic algorithms are used. Okay, so you know that. Do you know that in this internet, number of people are using internet? Do you know that? Do you think that all the people who are using internet are of good mind? Some bad people are also there inside this network. They want to misuse this internet. Do you think that? Do you feel like that? Yes or no? All the people who are here or using the internet have positive intention of using internet. Everyone are good people. Do you think that? Some people are said to be good participants, some people are said to be bad participants. Why is it like that? Whom we call as bad participants in a network, who all are using the internet, we call them as participants. Okay, and we categorize those participants as good participant and bad participant. So whom we call as bad participant, the person who is having bad intention of and they are sitting in the network and they want to get some data from that network without the knowledge of other people. What is the term we used to call such people? Have you heard about the term hacker? Yes or no? No, you don't know about the term hacker? Hacker or hacking, the person who do hacking is known as hacker. So this cryptography means anyone can, you know that anyone can join the network. So there are some people who come and join the network with a bad intention. Okay, so I have to ensure that whatever information I am passing from my side to you, you should reach the original information as such without any manipulation. That is done with the help of cryptography. And that security, that trust, that secureness is given to this blockchain technology because of these cryptographic algorithms. Okay, you don't have to bother about such algorithms right now. You just have to understand that some powerful cryptographic algorithms are used in blockchain to make it more secure. Okay, to make it more secure. Clear? And the third important point here is this consensus algorithm. Yeah, so many consensus algorithms are there. Some of the examples are proof of importance, proof of stake, proof of activity, proof of work. So these are also some algorithms that are used for maintaining the blockchain technology. And here, punishment and reward. So what is punishment? What is punishment? You know that meaning of punishment. You just give me what is punishment. What is the meaning of punishment? That you know, na? Why you are getting punishment? Have you experienced any sort of punishment at home or at college? I have so many experiences at my home when I was child and during my childhood days. You don't have any experiences, okay, for doing wrong. Yes, yes. So you are getting punishments because you are doing something wrong. Okay, you are doing something wrong, which should not be done in that way. And why you are getting rewards means what? Gift. Why you are getting gifts? If I am giving you some gift, in what time, what will be going in my mind for you when someone is giving gift to someone? In what scenario you give gifts to other people? Doing good things, yes. When you do good things, you will be receiving or getting gifts from other side. Okay. So, and when you do wrong things, you will be punished. So that is what happened in blockchain also. The computers or hackers who are caught, they will get punished. Okay. And the people who are doing good in the network, they will be getting rewards in the blockchain. Clear? So these are the certain elements that are necessary for blockchain technology. Okay, so I think this much is enough for today's session, and I have explained to you the idea. I have given a small idea about blockchain by relating the real life issues and how the concept of blockchain came into existence, or what is the need of this blockchain. What is the need of this blockchain? You know, now in whatever system we are following in our real world, everywhere you will find problems related to trust. You will find problem related to security. You will find problems related to intermediation. You will find problems related to corruption. Okay. So in that scenario, if you don't want all those problems, then you can implement blockchain technology there. Okay. So I think this base is enough for you for today's session. We will have another deeper session where I can take you into the depth of blockchain in future. Okay. So I am just concluding my session here. If you have any issue, if you have any doubts to make clear, I can clear it right now. Otherwise, we can wind up the session. Okay.